the power went out at Junior Yard.
Yeah, it like everything just shut down a while ago on my end. But I think we're back on now. Make sure so we're back on first.
See. Yeah, we're back live.
Apologies, people, but my whole system just decided to just shut down a while ago. It's weird. I've never. That's weird.
Yeah, 16 minutes into the ball game.
But you were making a good point there. You were making a good point there.
So definitely a different Fabi say I want go. I want
Check,
go.
check, check. Yo, from this point forward, I am not going to make any more reference or make any more talk about such man and such group. Alright? They just know so we support them and everything alright. Z Benton?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Want to make sure so the family here and all of us. Junior, your mic is low. Your mic low.
No, you're not
Can
supposed to.
you
It's supposed to
get?
be good. Check, check, check. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I'm supposed to good now.
Football family, we had a man named lock off Junior's internet a while ago. Thank you for hanging with us and apologies from apologies. Still 1-0 between the Reggae Boys and Guatemala. CONCACAF Gold Cup action. Fabi says you're good now. Junior, if you bring up the AI score or you want me to share my screen.
No, I bring it up now. I have it.
Okay. We have backup capabilities, you know.
If it kick me out again, then yeah.
Cause we on Zoom and we have backup capabilities. Yeah, what to this, brother? Yeah. Dangerous attack from Guatemala. Oh, go on. Well, as expected, we did expect this game to be a little bit different from the last one. BM says Jamaica cannot get going on offense. We have to get Cephas in the game, Fabi said. Yes, 100%. Have to get the ball wide to Cephas on the left side. Guatemala definitely squeezing the Reggae Boys high. And some of them money. And we have a goal, Guatemala with a goal. 1-0, Guatemala ahead, family. So we spoke about this at the beginning of the preview at the game, and we said that um, what will happen if we cannot get this thing we would like, and it's on a video referee in progress, video assistant in progress, so that the goal was chopped off.
Still being checked.
Still being reviewed.
I think this going to hold. This should hold.
Referee rush with people from him.
What? But what is the check?
Yeah, man, him offside, man. He's offside, definitely offside. Good step up defender. Yeah, man, Darwin Lum with the goal, but he was definitely in the offside position. Defender stepped up just in time.
With that being said, though, warning signs for Jamaica. I mean, it can't be any more clear.
So the Reggae Boys seems to be trying to send the ball down the right wing to Leon Bailey, and we need to get the ball on the left side to Cephas. I mean, Chacha, yo, no sir, why Damian Loa go on so? He is late there, like, and then him ask surprise and him get yellow card. People like up his stream, like up his stream.
Yo, that could have been a red card, you know. Studs high.
What kind of tackle that? What kind of tackle? And so now, do you leave him in that position, Junior?
You don't have a choice.
You mean you don't have a choice? You're the manager.
Yeah, you have to trust him.
Trust what? You just see what him do. Yo, look at this tackle
That's
from
a
Damian
that's
Lure.
a red
No,
that's a
son.
red card. Studs
VAR
high.
call over the people. My red card tackle this man.
Yeah, the studs high.
And of course the players, jump over. I think him try jump, but him touch him a little bit.
I think what saved him though is the studs. Even though the studs were high, it was angled down. What a man lucky man.
Angle down. Um, Interesting 20th, 20th minute of action, family. Uh, Reggae Boys, not definitely not as dominant as they were in the World Cup qualifier against Guatemala. Guatemala definitely looking the better outfit. 20 minutes in fact, scored a goal and had it chopped off because of offside. There's a lot of hard antics going on between these two teams. And Guatemala is also squeezing the Reggae Boys, pressing them up the field to try to recover.
Yo, Fabi Frauda said, what got through this youth brain when he's put there? Dalton, big up Dalton. Dalton said, Low is too wild. VM says,
Yeah,
Damian
man.
Low and drugs are something. How the man so wild?
Yeah, man. And I years him might do that. But so then I have to ask a question about Steve McLaren now because I see when we not gonna do it. It's too early in the ball game to do that. If Damian Lowe gets a red card from playing six, then Steve McLaren needs to get. We need to take out the belt for McLaren.
Yeah. Um,
Going to the Reggae Boys, Latibodir. And so something that you pointed out, can Latibodir gives can Latibodir provide width to Leon Bailey? Does he have the ability to do that? And none now going on the right side.
yeah.
Bailey. Bailey sends the ball back to King.
Uh, Nothing is going on anywhere, but as ONJ says, typical Low shaking my head. Um, but looking at the first game at the national stadium, this was is really the same start. Jamaica never. The game ended dominant, but Jamaica wasn't dominating the game from start to finish. Guatemala did create a couple chances that they didn't convert in the final third. One thing I will give Guatemala though is that they are going into the tackles and they are playing a little bit higher up, but it's about the same start. Jamaica just haven't got
So
their foot as yet.
so my back on that though is that the reason why the game started slow in the national stadium from the Reggae Boys perspective was that the coach started Leon Bailey on the left wing and Cephas on the right wing.
Right,
And so Leon Bailey was ineffective on the left wing.
right.
And so once they made the switch, which was I think about 25 minutes in or thereabouts, then it became a world of difference because Cephas starts getting the ball and starts supply Warner Brown.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, boys have been maybe 40% passes in attack is on the right side to try to find Leon Bailey, where I would think the larger larger era should percentage should go to Cephas.
Yeah.
Because Cephas is really the straw that stirs the Reggae Boys attack.
Recently.
It's not Leon Bailey.
Recently.
No, it's not Leon Bailey. Not recently, never. Well, and Leon Bailey fans them can come at me. Cephas has outperformed in the left wing for this team.
Oh, I'm not. I completely agree with you, but you see that difference when you are not the main priority, right? Um, Obviously Jamaica now working the ball and now getting the ball to Cephas, and the second defender instantly come over. Now that they know how
All right.
dangerous Cephas is,
All right. You see now Cephas is being double teamed.
right?
And
So
and fair enough. No, we see if Cephas can handle this.
right,
But it's one thing you point out earlier and said that it's one thing when you're not the main ingredient. What we haven't seen from Leon Bailey in a Jamaican outfit is jerseys driving at defenders, whether it's
but
single coverage or double coverage. Whereas Cephas is just pretty much driving at them when he gets the ball. So
I
and
think the
that's what you ask a winger. The simple responsibility of a winger is drive at a defender, make them know say you are there and them have to go work.
right, right. I think the Leon Bailey train has our ship has sailed. I'm not going to expect him to do that. That's not he just that's just not how he intends to play. So I don't expect
And
Leon
to be
Bailey.
fair, and to be fair to him, he played well in the last game. Here
Right.
chips the ball to Warner Brown. Warner Brown going at good tackle by Leon Bailey get level up. That's gonna be a yellow card, surely.
The question now is if the game continues the way it is, because the person who I am most disappointed in right now in the game is Demari Gray. Demari Gray has been non-existent. So when will Kahim Dixon get called? And will Kahim Dixon go to the right wing and you take off Gray and put Bailey in the middle? Or do you take off Bailey and put on Kahim Dixon? And it's still early in the game. I might be a little bit too early for us to even talking like this, but as Jamaica have a dangerous free kick, this is about 25 yards out from goal, to the right side of the goal, facing the goal. Demari Gray and
Yeah,
Leon
but-
Bailey standing over it. This is Leon Bailey's kick. Easy. This is an easy left foot free kick.
and to the Kaim Dixon. So this is where the backup plan later on in the football game. Because this is also not just a testament to Plan B for Steve McLaren to evaluate what does he have. Because we all suspected that this would be the case for this football game. But for the starting 11, know that you see a more competitive outfit. Do you adjust your game accordingly? And a shot from Demar Gray over the top.
But we
Because
saw. Yeah, go ahead.
it's one thing to, the competition, if the competition raises its level, can you also match or elevate your level above them?
Well, we saw the competition raise this level a couple weeks ago in the Unity Cup final. When you play Trinidad, they're going to play Nigeria. Nigeria was a step up. And we saw Jamaica went from the 4-2-3-1
Yeah.
to the back five, right? So that is the Owen says I would give Campbell a look. Yeah. I think the Damian Lowe I think Damian Lowe's presence is eating up space from John Russell. John Russell has also been a non-existent.
Is speak tomorrow versus
You break
um
up a little bit. Say that again.
yeah, so yeah, you chip out for a look of it. You said Lowe's role is to eat up space.
No, Lowe's presence in the midfield, along with is eating up the space from John Russell.
Oh, okay, taking
So,
space from Russ.
so
Now
Russell has
remember
been
John Russell.
non-existent. Yeah, exactly. Him and Demari Gray, the whole middle of the field have been non-existent.
One thing I can say I am extremely impressed as offside Oscar Santos coming from an offside position. One thing I can say I'm extremely impressed with or is it Darwin Lum. I'm very impressed with Warner Brown. Anything where you put around there, he's working and he's working those defenders. So
Yeah.
and I think that's a really testament of a good striker. Not just walking around, but just a man who's making sure that he's doing the heavy lifting of making a centre back or defender's life miserable. Letting them know that he's there.
Yep. And you hope that he gets rewarded eventually.
Yes, yes. All right, so it's all right. Look at this passing out the back now, Reggae Boys. They're like Latiba there go inside, John Russell wide. Russell now looks for Lua. Lua now sends it right back to Richard King in the centre back. Now back to Russell, back to King, King to Pinnock. I just, I, pa- yo, I Daniels, but
Ball.
Cephas, Cephas, Gray. Gray ignores Latiba there as an option and takes a shot. But I think he ignored both Latiba there and Low as an option. This idea of Damian Lowe in a six showing for a ball to me, for a ball, is just is something that I find, you know, it's
But Lati,
hard for kind of wrap my head around.
but Latiba are in the same bracket. Latiba
Yeah, but
and
both of them
Low.
are same thing. Yes, the
Exactly.
same.
So Gray never ignored them. Gray made the best decision at the time.
Yeah, but when we have midfield and you realize that you can't pass the ball to them with no
Yeah,
confidence.
yeah. That's kind of
All
one of
right.
the Achilles heel with this lineup. And I think John Russell is really suffering because of it.
So now, if you look at look at John Russell position, it's almost sometimes that Russell kind of convert into a wide tree
Exactly.
and pushing down almost in parallel with as Cephas into the box. Late on it. Cool youth. Acha. And this a box cover, brother. Yeah. So John Russell missed something on a plate and Leon Bailey missed.
A good try still. Good try. The defender did well to recover. Yeah, the defender.
Yeah, defender did well. And the defender cut out the John Russell opportunity, but Cephas created something there. And the
Wait,
Leon Bailey shot.
that was low in the box a while ago. I want it.
Yo.
What a
Oh my
ball.
God!
What a
That much.
ball.
Woo!
What a ball.
Ooh,
One
Junior.
zero
Oscar Santos
Guatemala.
with the goal.
One
No, sir.
zero. That is a
You
ball.
can't have a man a back heel through your center central defense. That's all. 1-0. Guatemala pending the VAR because I think the brother might. I hope for the
Nah,
brother
nah,
in the
nah.
house.
Well, Fabi said that's offside. Um, BM said something earlier where he said this game is similar to the Gold Cup quarterfinals 2 years ago.
Okay.
Um, I don't think that was
So
offside, sir.
Fabi thinks it's offside, but I don't see no movement. I think it's offside too, but I don't see no.
I don't
Let's
think
see.
um
Did did Bell play him on?
it looked like Bell.
John Russell did hold up his hand, so I don't know
Well,
what
that, that,
going.
that that's holding up him hand in hope.
I
That's hope.
mean, but we can't even see a VAR thing back down the line.
Yeah, it's clean.
Right, no?
Yeah,
Goal
man.
count. Oscar Santos with the goal. And we spoke about Oscar Santos in the World Cup qualifier. We spoke about him again tonight. He's part of their linchpin attack going forward. We didn't see him much in the World Cup qualifier, but clearly he's relishing tonight playing against that Reggae Boys defense.
Yeah, BM says, Judah, what did I tell you on Tuesday? I expect a different Guatemala to show up tonight. Yeah, you did.
Yes, yes.
Everybody did. I am
And
surprised.
it would be naive of Steve McLaren to think anything else, isn't it, sir?
not putting
So
that
now we
on.
see who really a coach.
Yeah, exactly. No, we say if you can coach.
Amari Bell pushing up.
Because it's there.
Cha-cha. Hey, yo, you see one thing about playing six. Six is important than just to break up play. And we know this. We have played for a long time. But you have to give them a passing outlet.
Yeah, be a lick.
And when Amari Bell turned, and yes, he was called on a foul, but me see a Low did this, and Low is like, brother, it's like, yo. All right, now we're seeing, now he's onside.
Bell.
Amari Bell played him on.
And he had no business. He had no business being that far back.
Amari Bell played him on. The man all a sharp shooter upon the Reggae Boys, the box cover. 1-0 Guatemala. 36 minutes in. All right, so now from a Reggae Boys perspective, what does Steve McLaren do? Now you have to kind of address this midfield issue right here.
You,
And you have to get Cephas more into the game. We saw prior to the Guatemala goal how Cephas, with one essential run, Guatemalan defender made a very good. I think it was our Badai or some Robles made a very good interception to cut out what would have been a sure goal for John Russell.
yep. It almost feels like I don't know. It almost feels like Jamaica need to put you know the old saying we have square pegs in round holes. Let's just find some round peg for putting a round hole. Because
But
the
I don't know.
transition look at that again. So Jamaica is trying to break and Cephas has to go all the way back to Bell. There's no like are you
But this
pointing
is
out
where your
area?
midfielder, all right, you see your six or your eight supposed to be there as an option.
Right. And they're not providing an option. Plus the ball handler is not trusting them.
But I am very curious about John Russell's position, Junior. If you look at John Russell, he's almost moving further up the field than Leon Bailey. Leon
Yes.
Bailey go short and John Russell go long.
Yeah, so Jamaica is try to play long ball. I mean
As Warner Brown
that's what
looking
it
to
is.
that's the where I go on some ball game, yeah. Yo,
'Cause all they're doing is there's no intent of playing through the midfield. None. They're trying to bypass the midfield. I mean, it is what it is. Now, we see Jamaica tried it before, and that's why I'm not against that strategy. It's not my preferred way of playing football. But if you try it another way and it don't work, you have to try this way, then it is what it is.
so now low in a defensive pushing almost in like a 10, whereas
Exactly.
Gray is dropping down. What? Yo, I get some coffee or sitting there night because
So it's a high, and there's low now with possession high, and it does well to find Cephas on the
FIFA.
wing.
Good. Salad. Give me a free kick, referee. Referee said, sure.
I get up, guy. He might fumble from from him get the ball. So he might cuss off.
Wait. Let's see if I say a while ago. Not TV show, a family show, this now. A clout him cuss.
But
Looks
who
like a foul.
who him cussing?
Corner kick to the Reggae Boys. Ball chat, watch along, CONCACAF Gold Cup action. Reggae Boys versus Guatemala. Remember to smash the like button, tell a friend about the show, subscribe to the channel. Greer getting ready to send the ball in. And a header
Warner
over the
Brown.
top. All right, so we're seeing the replay of the Guatemala goal. So the long ball over and the defender, Ethan Pino cut that out,
Yeah.
but he just couldn't keep possession of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, better man, Jamaican fans them send for you, boy. Yeah.
You better get, yo, like her. We, Wayne says Warner Brown the everywhere.
Ball is cleared out by Hagen for throw into Reggae Boys. Let me ask you this. You mentioned something as Amari Bell looking. We saw that what we thought Guatemala exploiting are looking weird. I saw Richard King a move looking to go at Amari Bell. Is it a situation where Cephas needs to run back?
No, because Jamaica have five back in defense. Why we need a six man? We
Well,
have
clearly
enough.
it's not work.
I mean,
Yeah, weird. How the man just a play ball so? Ah, yeah. Oh my God. A very good build-up play there from Guatemala. Very good passing around. Reggae Boys. No, the NBA looking to get Cephas going and cut out by Robles
BM says,
Herrera.
BM says,
Throw into the Reggae Boys.
What are your thoughts on the Guatemalan fan support? Enough.
People them travel deep, man. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Them travel deep. And as Reggae Boys fans, we need to do the same. We need to roll out just as deep with the same level of passion. Even when them a lose, them a get 100, them still a roll deep. You know?
Yep.
But granted, Reggae Boys fans don't have, we don't have time to go outside get beat up, you know,
Oh,
when then I
patience, man.
What else in Guatemala for the fans them support? Maybe
Yeah.
this is it as it turns as it relates to the country, in a sporting space. Reggae Boys, Jamaican fans them have track and field for go take in. Cricket, well no, we're not talking shot youth. Them have cricket.
Cricket, track and field, basketball now, because you realize Jamaica putting together a very good basketball team coming up.
Them have reggae girls. Why, if you like a Jamaican fan, we have man a bite off. Yo, Bridget, some them have your fingernail now people them stings, brother. I can, if I can read man, I'm probably I say, boy, daddy.
This me really risk my status for.
Bailey down the right side, Bailey. Bailey with a cross at the top of the key. Low with a yo.
So no foul that ref?
It's a different ball game. And I'm very curious to see how the second half is going to play out because I said the game will end 2-1. So, Reggae Boys. So, ultimately, that's on the card.
Well,
Steve
my
McLaren
five
no will
love
make
gone.
his adjustment at halftime.
My five love gone.
Yeah, we know say I can't do that draw still because we know say we never take it serious
Yeah,
on that.
yeah, yeah. But for me though, another that have to be offside. Him not offside.
I think it's tight.
Yeah, I'm offside. Yeah, yeah. The ref. 'Cause I saw it earlier, but it was dead offside. So I think it was Andre Owen. Owen that says Tyrese Campbell. We'll get Tyrese Campbell a look. Um, but weirdo because Tyrese Campbell would need the service to be effective. Um, just thinking about the obvious substitutions that need to be made. Um, Kaheem Dixon would have to come on the field, but I I just I have to fix the midfield. My priority, if I'm Steve McLaren, I have to fix the midfield. What's your priority? I put it in the chat. In for all the levels of the game. So these are the options. As Jamaica is in the box, the Murray Gray, that shot, and everybody are complaining him across the ball. So
Yeah, which you see if you had 10, is it green at the 10 position and forgive me and correct me if I'm wrong. He seems like one of his first instinct is to shoot.
yeah.
Now, if you remind me again with a 10 supposed to be a supplier and not a first instinct a shooter. And so you have to evaluate if are there other better teammates in a better position. So, but Gray not even look for the options. Him just a shoot.
So let me pose this question then. And people in the chat, as for Christie asking what the score is 1-0 to Guatemala. Um, Fabi Frana says for all the YouTube coaches, as it's now halftime, 1-0 at halftime. For all the YouTube coaches, them that says Jamaica will win this with ease, I guess they have to think again. Why you throw a big stone and bust made. But so question now. Let's break with so there are different parts to a team that you can change at halftime. You can change mental. So these are the options. You have mentality, defense, midfield, um, wingers, striker, wing backs. What is your priority? Are there multiple priorities? And give me your priorities in order of importance to least importance. What is the first change that you would want to make? Is either attitude, the defenders, the central midfield, the wingers, wing backs, or your striker? Which area of the team are you focused on right now? If you are Steve McLaren, I'll put that in the chat as well. As Wayne says,
um,
the coach made a mistake putting Low in the middle of the field. He has said I would even start Ravel over Low. Go ahead, Benton.
all right, so this come back to the overarching problems or problem. Like you mentioned square peg in a round hole sort of analogy earlier, but you have to you can't keep doing the same thing regarding this midfield. Um, if you have midfielders, and we have seen Steve McLaren call midfielders, and in the Unity Cup, him not play none of them sometimes. I think there are a few young kids that he called and he not give them no minutes. And so if the intention is to play low as a midfielder, then that not gonna work in a real football game, brother. Because you have a guy who's reckless, who can't pass a ball to save his life, cannot handle any pressure. When and they're trying to sometimes play from out of the back. So if you have a six who can handle pressure, but you want to play out of the back and him can't pass accurately, then I think that is priority number one. So why do you have your midfielders on the field on the bench for? Why them in a squad? if them can't displace, you have two defenders that you are playing in a midfield right now. And I think this kind of highlights how sorely missed Isaac Hayden is, the value he brought to that midfield. And without him, them have, I mean, I first I would take off Loeb, not just from a red card perspective because he's sitting on a yellow, but the reckless mentality that he plays with. He calls it warrior mentality, whatever. But it's sometimes low common sense, not very common when it comes to Nana Law. And so I would take him off. And I've like I don't know who mentioned Ravel. I mean, at the end of the day, you have midfielders. Why you have midfielders in your team then?
So true. So
So just
Ravel,
looking at the bench, though, I
Ravel,
see Lambagisa, Casey. Why Casey Palmer? Well, Cha Casey Palmer, Greg Lee, Michael Antonio Dixon, goalkeeper Davis Burrell, Tyreek Campbell, um, Amakala this,
Dwayne
and Busy
Atkinson.
Atkinson.
I,
So Ravel is not even on the bench,
no,
according to this. Kyle Ming.
So I think the change is a toss up between um, bringing on Busy Atkinson or Casey Palmer. That's a change. You're chasing the game right now. Jamaica is in essence going to chase the game, and we need to score early in the second half. The longer the game goes, we know Guatemala is going to employ their time wasting tactics. So we know that's going to happen. So Jamaica need to score early. Let me go through the chat first though. Wayne says the coach made a mistake putting Low in the middle of the field. The middle of the field is a problem. Fabi Frano says go back to a four in the back and bring Gray deeper to break the lines. I'm not a Ravel ultra, but he would be needed here with his ability to control tempos. Wayne says we don't have anybody in the middle that can hold the ball. That's the difference in the game. The way Guatemala is playing, you need a dribbler in the middle. Tommy says Jam bring back the ball. Jamaica bring back the ball too much. True. Wayne says no more long balls. That's exactly what Guatemala wants. And BM says the reality is this World Cup is a mock exam for the World Cup qualifiers. This tournament would tell us a lot about this Jamaica team. True. I agree. I agree with what everybody is saying. You see, John Russell, Damian Lowe, that combination not working. It's just not working. And I'm not even worried about the attacking. It's even the defending. Guatemala is able to put 3-4 passes together before they make the long diagonal pass right through the midfield. So as the game wore on, Damian Lowe became more and more non-existent in the middle of the field. In the very opening 10 minutes, we were raving about how the man at wild and him tackle so hard. You notice Damian Lowe hasn't even put a tackle in since then. So I would take him off. The problem is John Rusty is not a holding midfielder. It's obvious. So who would be the holding midfielder? You have Latibody here that can also play in that position. Um, but I don't know. We have a problem. We have a problem now. We have a major problem, and it's in the middle of the field. Um, Stafford said the man them slow like turtle. Um, it's a major problem, mental. Really is a major problem. And the more I think about it, it, I don't think he can fix it in this game. So maybe the change would be, I would put on Lamba Gisa for Latibodier because he offers more going forward. Um, I don't think we can fix the midfield. I think taking out Damian Lowe right now without a recognizable defensive midfielder, you're just opening up the gate for Guatemala. 'Cause I'll say it again. John Russell has shown no. I don't even think John Russell bust a tackle.
Well, but to interject too, you have Latibodier playing in midfield in the last game, and you this time put him in a midfield. So you have two midfielders there, and one is sitting on a yellow card and also reckless. So you are telling me so the other one cannot, along with John Russell, provide coverage because Luo currently, as you mentioned, and we spoke about that, Luo definitely speed will leave him.
Yeah,
His ability to respond quickly. These Guatemalan players are quick in terms of their movements. So take off. I would take off Luo. I wouldn't take off Latibodier because if I take off Latibodier for Lambagisa, I lose the potential of Lambagisa sliding into a low position.
true. So
I choose not Lambagisa, Latibodier sliding into a low
so
position, along with John Russell at the base. No, we know John Russell not gonna make the tackles, but one thing we know him can drive from the midfield and score a goal as we saw with the Nigeria game.
right. I better yet change the formation. No, Fabi says go to a back four. Jamaica should go to a back three. Drop low back, low King Pinnock as a back three, flat back three. Let Bell and I would
Well, you also can put Richard King in a midfield too.
no, but you're going right back to the square peg in a round hole. What
No,
I'm
but
trying to do right now is I'm trying. We can't fix the midfield. I think fixing the midfield in 15 minutes is impossible. That's not
no,
happening.
but yeah, tell me so the coach never have any backup plans. Well, and we'll see because we as keyboard coaches said these things were gonna be laid bare against this team. We're now gonna see the CM Guatemala team. And
But
if you are able to nullify the wide play of the Reggae Boys, what is plan B? And the Guatemalan team has nullified the wide, especially the left wing, no, especially the right wing,
do you
have
think so?
nullified the right wing. What is plan B?
But do you think Guatemala right now? Do you think they're in the locker? I don't think they're in the locker room saying, "Hey guys, we're doing a good job stopping the ball going down the wings." Jamaica just hasn't. Um, I don't remember who said it, but pull up. Tommy said it. Jamaica bring back the ball too much. You said it a couple times as well. Jamaica with Damian Lowe and Latibodier showing in the middle for the ball. The players them don't have any comfort knocking the ball to them. So the ball is not getting to the wings. Anytime the ball get to Cephas on the wing, anytime and to be fair, anytime the ball got to Bailey, Jamaica has looked dangerous. They just haven't gotten the ball to them, and I don't think
Not
that.
Bailey, not Bailey.
No,
Bailey a come back.
Bailey has
Bailey
come
a
back.
play the ball.
No, but he is at least maintaining possession. He is looking busy going forward. I'll give him that. No, it's a low.
That is radio speed. Busy going forward. Now go forward. He might push the ball back. He's
It,
turning the
it,
ball back.
it's a
No,
low ball. It's a
Latin
low ball.
Cephas is definitely a threat, and Guatemala recognize that. So this is why the double team is quickly over there.
But
At
even with
least
the
I
double
think.
team, it's failing.
But but I think the way to do that is where you have quick passes to Cephas, and yo, this is a foot race. You cannot allow what CFS to be double team. Quickly play the ball so he can get behind this team. He will outrun these players.
But then there is nobody there on the team other than Pinnock.
Junior, you can pass a ball that simple. It doesn't take much. Why do you have a 10?
What we've seen Damian Lowe and Latibodier try it and failed. We've seen Bell
Well,
tried it and failed.
Ethan Pinnock who can pass long ball and can pass.
Right, so it becomes a long ball game. So
You know,
you if you're bypassing the midfield like they're planning to, then you're now depending on some form of accuracy. Then you're depending on luck. You're depending on, so we're back to square one with Jamaica. And you see the movements. I see. I like you rightfully said. Um, Liam Bailey tracks back. Uh, so my
John
boy
Russell.
John Russell take the space. But we have not seen John Russell get the ball on the right flank once. But we see him keep taking that space. We talk about Warner Brown looking good with his movement and making runs, everything. You have not seen one ball to feed. We talk about Demari Gray looking selfish a couple of times and get the ball. He has not gotten the ball in the middle of the field. Why can't Demari Gray come back and trap back in the midfield and get the ball? So it's a square peg in round holes. You have players out there that seem to not have the IQ required to execute the plan that is being put forward. That's why you see the players them keep the most comfortable pass in football is a back pass to a defender. That's the most comfortable pass. I would see players falling into their comfort zone. We don't see any midfielder sitting there taking the initiative saying, yo, give me the ball. I will take it under pressure and I will move the ball, matriculate it on the other side of the field. We don't see none of that happening. So, I don't know.
But and so this is important. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and again, I think it was BM who mentioned this earlier regarding we'll see an assessment of the Reggae Boys tonight as they move forward to the World Cup qualifiers. I think many of us think that the Reggae Boys got a very favorable group. And so World Cup qualifying group. That is so. What I would love to see. All right, you see how this is evolution of wingers. Reggae Boys are heavily dependent on wide play, you know, to supply, and not they're not the only ones. There are a lot of teams that. So the wingers have to come to the party. Cephas getting double team now. The ball needs to come in quickly and him should be able to make a quicker pass off of him to let the double team know say boy him a release. So by releasing the ball to a Demari Gray, 1-2 ball, then force the double team to stay home.
Right.
Then the same thing on the right wing now where Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey should not be just dropping D to lay off ball. It's when John Russell go out wide and Leon Bailey sometimes supposed to cut inside and look for a pass. But Leon Bailey just knocked the ball back. And then sometimes Leon Bailey as a winger, you have a central job that you have to turn and face your man and man up and say, yo, Bridget, I believe I can beat you off the dribble. Mano a mano. And at least you force them to ask a question of them. And so this is where, and we saw Leon Bailey, I think, did it once, but you need to repeatedly go at them and force them to put that work. We see Mohamed Salah do it week in and week out at Liverpool. It's not just a sense of beating people, it's a sense of, yo, I can make these passes from the inside too. So you force the left back now to play a differently as a right winger. So Reggae Boys are heavily dependent on this wide player.
So Jamaica made a change. They took off Richard King and put on Lambagisa. I knew the
So this is
Lambagisa change was coming. I knew that. I knew that. I knew balance was coming to the right
because
wing.
he can't take off. He doesn't feel confident in taking off low, and he's scared to take off low, probably because he sees low as a leader in the team. So what he's doing now is probably moving low back into centre back.
Which I do have a problem with, but as Jamaica with a dangerous ball, and I knew that I remember I called it from earlier. Lambagis have to get in the game. You have to balance the right
Yes.
wing. I would have taken off Latibo, like you said, Latibo, taking off Latibo there, you kind of lose the ability for him to be flexible. You lose that flexible, that Swiss Army knife player. So I never
No,
saw.
Latibodier is the one in midfield, as you notice. No, Latibodier is in midfield
Right.
in that position where Low was. So now Low drops back into centre back.
I know Jamaica now trying to get the ball to the wings even quicker than before. So that's good as Warner Brown. with a crunching tackle. And Fabi Frana say you see the back four now,
I
Junior.
really like game. I really like his game, not just from the vantage point of scoring goals, but the fact that he's working. The man I work for a contract, brother.
Yeah. And here
And
goes the
and
time
in
wasting.
fairness to Richard King, I didn't see Richard King do anything wrong in that game to warrant a halftime substitution.
It's a
No, maybe
tactical
I
thing.
missed something.
No, I think it's a tactical change. Yeah, you have to make a change. You
So
had
that
to
tells me
bring
that the
on.
manager made the wrong decision starting with the level when him started.
Yeah, but hindsight is hindsight. It's 2020.
Safari, one ball straight up the gut. Yo, what? So now you put Damian Lowe into centre back with a yellow card. Is there any worry there with him?
No,
Okay.
because one is more comfortable there, and
Okay.
you trust Pinnock. You trust the partnership more.
All right. So Bailey trying to cut inside to find the pass, but it definitely didn't come out. But more of that. Get inside and pull the passes.
So they're overloading the wings now. Now Jamaica is now making a concerted effort to get the ball down the wings.
And
Um,
with Lamborghinis, as you said, coming on, Lamborghinis now gives you more width in the wide area. So he should be able to pull off players off Leon Bailey, which allows him to get more room.
right, and you get more balance. The team, the field becomes more balanced. One thing about football now, you have to have balance. As Jamaica have a dangerous free kick, but you have to have balance. So I like the fact that a change, and let me just put it out there right now. I'm going to be a, um, a Steve McLaren cheerleader until him do something to make me not be a
You were a
cheerleader.
dentist cheerleader too, but a
Until
result, me I
until
say, no, I don't care about cheerleading nobody until them provide the results.
but the players is the one that give the result. The coach make the
What are
changes
the
that we say.
coach who pick the players?
But the coach now make the changes that we call. So
Now
I'm
we sit down
happy.
here, we tell the coach to stop put low in a six. And the coach, tough head, still a do it.
Well, you don't know what's in his contract.
And again, we're gonna see. Let's monitor how many minutes Demar Greer play tonight.
Yeah, because now Demari Gray, where is Demari Gray playing if Jamaica go back to a back four? Is he back? I guess he's still in the 10.
Yeah,
This
but
is
more importantly, is if he's ineffective, how long it will take before a Kaim Dixon enters the field.
exactly. Well done, Bailey. Bailey, I work hard enough.
Yeah, I
Bailey,
mean,
I
I
work
think
hard.
the last game was his best game in a Jamaica shirt, and that gave him some confidence, and he's definitely working. So
Fabi Fana said no thought whatsoever goes into the set piece as Demari Gray finally shows in the middle for the ball. Now moving it more. Damian know that?
yeah, so
I
now
yes.
Lamborghini stepped into like an invert,
No,
Yo,
but
and send
Damian know
low
what run there,
wide.
so.
Yo, this inverted thing, I know for everybody in a breading. When I always say it look like a Rico Lewis, a Man City, and just as ineffective, inverting into midfield. And who did we say look like him?
Who, who said that?
As
Latibodier.
yeah, yeah. We
Latibodier.
have Darwin Lum bundling over Amari Bell.
But Guatemala.
CONCACAF Gold Cup
Hey,
action. Yo, people, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ball chat, watch along of CONCACAF Gold Cup. Big up to all the people wherever you're watching us. Good night, good morning, because we don't know, so it's extremely late in the UK right now, so we don't know. So my people stay up late and watch and work with it. And big up to all the YouTube watch along family out there. Big up on yourself. All right, watch Latiba there in midfield. Twist, turns, it sends it back to Pinnock. Pinnock looking to get one behind. Headed out by Roberts.
headed up by my
Guatemala
man
comes away with
Reggie.
it. Oh, it's over there. Great. Sends it wide to Chippy. Chippy now driving into the box. Chippy down the left side. Couldn't get it around. Team effort and into the arms of the goalkeeper.
I shoot him, I shoot.
As Junior shakes his head. Okay, and do you have any words for to support that body movement, family?
Just, just, just cross the ball, man.
Just push down the line and put your left foot in the ball across the goal.
Just cross it. I mean, as Jeremy and Levy type in their WhatsApp group, Leon Bailey shake my head.
Um, and one thing we have seen is that CFAS has garnered a lot of attention from Guatemala.
Yeah. Tyrone said, man, take off him be clean.
Big up to the family, big up to Tyrone,
Bro,
big up to all the
bro,
ones.
just cross the ball, man. I mean, watch it again. The obvious pass was to Bell. Why him wait so long? See, you just invite the pressure. I mean,
CFAS giving it up. Reggae, Reggae Boyz on the defensive. Shot blocked by Law.
and a very tired tackle from Cephas.
Yeah. And CFAS is probably said, Brethren, me never get a call up, so me I chop down him. What's it?
But that wasn't a foul. That wasn't a foul on Cephas. See, Cephas a complaint for nothing. Brother, you just
Free kick to Guatemala. 55th minute in. Guatemala still leading the Reggae Boyz 1-0.
I go and jinx Jamaica. I'm not worried about Guatemala putting the ball in the box in the air. I'm jinxing Jamaica. If Guatemala score, blame me. But I have no worry about this.
But they call 5 love, not sure.
Lord of mercy. Latin body will score on his side. Oh,
Group C action in Gold Cup. Group C Gold Cup action earlier in another Group C game. Panama defeated Guadeloupe 5-2. So Panama leads the group.
that must be a handball.
Reggae Boyz will play Guadeloupe next.
That must be a handball. That's a handball. That must be a penalty for Guatemala.
Junior, please, don't keep stating that.
Damian Low hand the ball. That must be a handball. Look how far the ball kick from. A penalty that Benton.
Let's see. No, it's him not handle it, Junior. I don't look like him handle it.
Him handle the ball, but maybe the header is from too close. Maybe that's what will save him.
Let's see. Maybe the header, yeah.
But he did handle the ball. Yeah,
My eyes are go. My eyes are tell me as the referee tell him for wait. Miles tell me say he didn't handle it.
Yeah, but the refs said go ahead and kick it.
Yeah, ref said yeah. Corner kick to Guatemala.
I have no worry about Guatemala with putting the ball in the box.
Steve McLaren up now, looking pensive. Coach Francisco Tenya also looking at. Guatemala look for them clock. A second half just starting. A Reggae Boys are win this
Yeah,
game 2-1, you know.
but they're ready for start dive Benton.
Reggae Boys are win this game 2-1,
Question
as
is
I
now,
predicted.
when do you make your next change? 68th minute, 65th minute, 70th minute, 75th minute.
Time Dixon warm up.
And I'm putting Kaim Dixon for Demari Gray.
And actually, I would love to see, you know what? You know what? I mean, I don't even know if Cephas. I don't know. I don't know. 58 minutes of play. Bailey, twisting and turning close to the center circle. Now sends it left looking for Cephas. Cephas with a depth control. Sends it right back. Come on, Cephas, I do the same thing that Bailey do now. Come on, man.
No, but
But
but after this attack, me tell you why it's not on Cephas.
the passing on the ball.
It's not on Cephas. It's on Bailey. All right. Big up my brethren Chris, aka Cushion. As Guatemala now start the time wasting. Hey, John Russell never have to push him, and John Russell new to CONCACAF, so soon as they touch him, man, it's like a sniper lick them. But my brethren Chris, big time baller, the best footballer I've ever played football with. He used to be annoyed with the Hollywood passes. And him is a coach now. He's a coach in Florida. And he hates the Hollywood passes. What I mean by Hollywood passes, the 40, 50-yard passes. The defender sees the ball coming. Everybody see the ball going to the wing. And if the attacker, if Cephas control the ball well, he already has a defender behind him in the throw line. And everybody on the field know he getting the ball. They just watch the ball travel 40 yards in the air. You're going nowhere. Nowhere. You have to pass the ball back. It have to go back to where it started. So why do that? It just defies ball
Hollywood
sense.
Pass Junior. That's why it's Hollywood Pass.
It defies ball sense. You're not, and you're kicking it to feet. It's not like you're kicking it to him stride. If you're kicking it into him stride, it's a different conversation. But if you're kicking it to feet where he has to stop and control the ball and watch the ball, he'd have to take his eyes off the defense. Come on. Free kick to
Free
Jamaica.
kick to the Reggae Boys. Demar Gray standing over it, looking to send this one into the box. Headed straight into the arms of goalkeeper Hagen as a Reggae Boy is down as Guatemala looks to get quick. Why? Remember to smash the like button. Reggae Boys recovered. Send the ball into the box. Cross and player is cut out and into the arms of goalkeeper Hagen.
People, so you play scrimmage football, because we used to love the long pass them. The English Premier League long pass them. That worked for scrimmage. But in a big time football, you can't kick the ball to a man foot and expect him to do something with it. You have to have somebody playing off of that pass. And it's just well, I don't know.
Yeah, the man wind up and says switch.
But
Bah.
it's just a dead pass.
62nd minute into the game. Reggae Boys still trailing Guatemala. Here comes Bailey. Russell
Malambagisa.
shows. Bailey goes around one, looking to cut out by Guatemala. And a Guatemalan player is down, but referee
Is that
says
the
play on.
handball that ref?
Referee, Darwin Lum there with a handball.
The man catch the ball out of the sky.
Yeah, a net ball this brother. Yeah, into a shot.
You see, like that now, that's a better Hollywood pass. You kick the ball in stride. But we don't know what Sifa said.
Um, Cephas trying to make an impact in the game tonight. You keep him on, or do you go on any subs?
I'm keeping him on. You have to get Dixon on. Dixon have to come on.
We see Kaim Dixon, Dwayne Busy, Atkinson, and who that brother there, Burrell, or is Tyrese Campbell?
I think it's Cam. I don't think about it.
And the Reggae Boys also sent out another sub.
So, Latin just run left the ball somewhere. I want really go up on the football field, man. You tell me say Casey Palmer can't do better than Latin here.
But him in a squad. Junior, you could do better than Lati Buddy.
Easily. Well, that goes without saying. I midfield line. We are playing this game, Jamaica score already.
Our own goal. 52 to 48% possession to the Reggae Boys. Guatemala on the attack. Look at John Russell cuts it out. Guatemala comes away with it. Cephas not willing to get into the tackle there. And
Oh
Guatemalan
my
player claiming
God, Lambert, Latin here. Go back far.
Cephas is down. Darwin Lum claiming said him catch him. Say he Cephas catch him. And just kick it back and foot. Remember to smash the like button. Remember to tell a friend about the show. Reggae Boys versus Guatemala. As Junior has getting to the stage where him start shaking his head. We are with it. With your rum buckle there.
Never expect fair to deal with a rum buckle today, brother. This
Reggae Boys will
not a
win this
class.
game, you know. The game will finish 2-1.
Has Guatemala already two substitutes?
So Mendes Lang is coming on. What is it? Oh, this is a brother about. In the last game, he's a bug.
But you can wish you can say Jamaica win 2-1. I don't see where the goal is coming from.
2-1 Reggae Boys will win this game.
Where? How?
They will score two goals, Junior. That's all. Rubio Ruben is on Charleston Battery own Rubio Ruben.
So Casey
Yo,
Palmer
Casey
come on.
Palmer, TOK is on. You see? Man said we mean business now.
Borrell get a run as Warner Brown race has run. And Casey Palmer right away do foolishness.
Yo. You don't need to do a no look pass as a Casey. That's not necessary.
Yo, the man does so well for win back the ball and just give it back to the Guatemala player. Uh, Jamaica need a midfielder.
Casey Palmer come in and try no look pass straight away. Why?
Hold on, I want the Guatemala player just though. The man is wait just a while ago.
I have no idea.
Yeah, he just run leave the ball. Yeah, a joke football game this brother. At least Casey Palmer come back and get the ball. Well done, Casey. Ah, Casey Palmer. Yes, yes. So Demar Gray him take off. Long time trying to take off Demar Gray. But there goes a square peg in a square hole. As Casey Palmer does more in midfield in the last 30 seconds than Low and Latibodier did. That's the score now. Ref,
The boys now.
ref, ref for the hands that. A penalty.
I need to see that one again. Reggae Boys did appeal for a penalty.
At first look, the man put up an elbow.
Let's see. Let's see. If VAR Casey Palmer with it out wide.
Jesus, peace. So Casey Palmer really want to do a 1-2 there. So man, take a chop and go here, man.
No, that's not Casey Palmer who get chopped. A Burrell.
Yeah, man.
It's shot, not to that. Wait, a Burrell are wear the 10?
Boy.
Why Jamaica 10 gone to dog?
Better, it's a penalty.
See.
That's, that's a handball. I guess VAR said no.
Referee said no dice, family. Every touch from the Guatemalan player.
And what Cephas try to do?
Progress.
Cephas try to kick the ball down the wing.
A good turn, you to the mid. Jaja. The man spin. That's what they like a gig. A good recover though. I went for him.
Good recover. What? Every game,
And then man make up in fierce.
every game, Latin body here gets spin like gig.
The
Every
man
game.
spin what there.
What the?
I thought he was able to recover.
Recover what?
Ooh.
If I
Ooh.
hold off for dear life.
Yeah, my jagger will have to be alive, brother.
Why, good save and a good save,
Oh,
Blake.
good save, Andre Blake. As Mendes with a header and Blake pushed it. Very good save. The Guatemalan fans behind the goal were already up the goal.
It's a great save.
Well, Andre Blake keep the 2-1 Reggae Boys on the card still.
As Damian Lowe got caught out of space.
Very good save. So Junior, him couldn't just fling himself and kick a ball inside Eddie. I'm too sharp.
Two shot. And the ball come out to him fast.
Okay. Hagen in the back for Guatemala. Hagen's Samayo. Guatemala knocking it around in the back. Robles. The ball bounces up on Lowe's hand and he's quickly to get rid of Casey Palmer. TOK. Ah,
and then go do
T.O.K.
go do chip in this.
T.O.K.
They go back go do chip in this right. Eh,
Yo, 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 T.O.K. Oh, shortness.
Ty says
Yo,
it well. Ty says, "But tired of it
Cuba,
now."
Cuba is Casey Palmer level, brother.
Yeah, Ty said, "But tired of it now. No spark, no finesse, no little excitement. Not all.
Don't lose hope, Ty. Reggae Boys will win this game 2-1.
At best, is a 1-1 draw. At best.
Reggae Boys will win this game 2-1. You know, this is still on the cards. Kyle Dixon's supposed to be on the field any minute now. Cephas. Referee says gave a free kick to Guatemala. Why he had man sitting there, I'm sure just I go and watch him say, yo, say, hola, ¿cómo estás? Yeah, might as well. Jamaica? Jamaica?
A reggae boy.
Well, I'm by Gisa just though. A man kick a ball and then just kick a ball too far and throw himself down. That alone, you know, if you start them again. Guatemala wide open. What a bad control by Mendes. Acha. Shoot. Good save, youth. And we turn it over to Derek Shasha Denisa for his the analyst perspective. Junior is deputizing.
The game is becoming stretched. I need a team see what case it oh what the bump. Yo.
No, sir. This is not a real footballer. Cannot be a professional footballer. This cannot be a professional foot. What was that, brother? The man dribble the ball, run, go around cow corner, and then kick the ball in the cow corner space. I guess if I think Casey Palmer is playing chess while the rest of the Reggae Boys are playing checkers. Yo, wide in the midfield. No presence over the man there. Half side youth. Welcome to Balcha Watch Along as one vice hold it down as the other over there go on. Sit down a pence. Ahmeds.
I try to understand what I'm watching, but I don't understand what I'm watching. I don't pretend to be a football coach, but we know football. I know that if I am in a yellow shirt, I want to get the ball to a man in a yellow shirt. And we want to keep the ball within the lines. I see first just get the ball and but
I mean, what does it take for Karim Dixon to get on the field? I mean, I think at some point you have to make the substitution.
as Guatemala look more likely to score than Jamaica. I don't know if Escobar too. Huh? Could it be a Escobar one goal incoming? enter the last 15 minutes of the game. I don't see where Jamaica goal come. Jamaica look tired to me. They look disinterested and tired. Look at that. Oh my God. No, sir. As Kaim Dixon is getting ready to come on. As we say, four Jamaican coaches huddle up. I don't know. Mm-mm.
And I think Michael Antonio is over there warming up, Junior.
Well, what? Well, what?
What
What
would
more?
be a return?
What more you have to lose? As Leon, is that Leon? No, that's Bill. No, that's Bailey. Bailey don't switch to the left wing.
Switch to where?
It's like Bailey playing. Is it?
So yeah, them take off. Who them sub a while ago?
They're not sub about. It's Guatemala with the subs.
Okay, all right. So
So
Reggae Boys,
like Bailey. Bailey is now playing on the left wing. It look
yeah,
like.
switch to the left wing.
Score the goal, or you what?
Borrell,
If that was Warner Brown, him score that.
yeah, Warner Brown that Muslim way and at least get a shot off.
As Jamaica now seems to be implying the Harry Maguire tactic with John Russell playing the role of Harry Maguire.
They did score against Nigeria.
Yo, Bailey, yo.
I mean, how long? Why does it take so long to make the subs? Like, yo,
I,
Bridget,
and I want to be fair to Bailey. I think Bailey had a pretty decent game compared to what his normal output is. But it's a far cry from expectation, man.
I mean, he had a good game in the last game. Tonight is back to normal.
No, I don't think him back to normal today. But look at that again. Look at just drop.
Him
You,
overrun the ball. It's back to normal.
no, but you gonna tell me you say an English Premier League baller I gonna make a Guatemalan man push him off of the ball like that?
Him not pushing, you see man overstep the ball. The man tired, man. The man not fit. Well, I'm not gonna say that. I'm tired. As the subs continue to wait. Right now, I think Guatemala is doing position. What's that?
Come on, Antonio. Antonio and Dixon coming on. I would say that is for Cephas and Bailey. I hope. What I think if Mikel Antonio come score? Or what I think if Mikel Antonio miss a easy goal? Lord of mercy.
And Steve McLaren is pissed because the subs weren't ready. You saw Steve McLaren there a
Yeah,
while ago,
yeah.
throwing his hands down. Wait, the
I,
board wasn't ready.
I was wondering the
So,
same thing too.
so who is he upset with? The officials?
But your team had the throw, and Bell just throwing the ball. What about the ball sensor, brother? You stood up
Hey.
right there beside the man them about to be substituted on. As Bell with a good cross in the box, headed away by Guatemala. Oh, well, look. So look, can't make a good 10-yard pass to Pinnock.
You can't make a but the midfield like that. Cha cha.
Fabi Frada said, yo, they can go on the bed from now. This will finish 1-0.
We now go to bed here. We are 2-1 Reggae Boys that win this. 2-1.
I never see that. Because
Okay.
Leon Bailey with the ball in the back.
Finds Bailey. Bailey looking to trip one behind. Goal youth. Well, the Harry Maguire. Johnny Russell didn't show up.
Another Hollywood pass though. Cavie, it pushed the man. But then the question now, eh, you see, these are things that make my belly hurt me.
I think Lowe is injured,
Best thing that can be with
right?
Jamaica right now, yeah. Hollywood pass injured the man again. But if he, but Lowe is going to he's going to show soldier on and show that he's committed to the team and play with a pull grind.
Man, the coach needs to make some common sense decisions and take him on. So when play, go coach for the glasses for. I know him, so him can't see if he take them up.
Come out for the field though.
So you have Mikel Antonio and Kaim Dixon now ready to come on.
Fabi says really and truly, Bailey was the only one that came to play tonight. Da da dee. Da da da. Low, are we down 1-0 now? Oh, it says don't be surprised if we don't make it to the World Cup. No man, Jamaica must have Jamaica have it's impossible for
The man
Jamaica.
youth, all right. The man has struggled to come off I feel. No get a stretcher for him, man. I take him off I feel. Guatemala making another sub. Cardoza is coming on.
Does Jamaica have enough subsidy? No, come off of the field, man. You can't play. Why must stand up and act like saying get him can him want try play? Come off of the field, man.
So we have Kaim Dixon, Mikel Antonio. The Reggae Boys, them not like them certain about them subs yet. Because now Sinclair gave him card.
And Dixon come on for Low and Antonio. So that mean Bailey going to play
And
the
that
whole
means
game,
Latibadiak drops back into defense.
which goes to your point about why you want to take off Latibodier.
And now Mikel Antonio enters for what? Demar Gray.
No, we're
No, for John Russell.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. So wait now. Wait. Uh, so who? Wait. So wait. So we just a play with no midfield. A one man in midfield.
Yeah, Casey Palmer.
As Mikel Antonio, of course, makes his return to football, competitive football from that horrific accident in December. So good to see the ball back. First
Owen,
competitive match since December 3rd. Big up yourself, youth.
Owen says Costa Rica and Panama are going to finish ahead of us. That leaves one spot left, right? One automatic spot after that. Watch a Lord of mercy. One automatic. There's three automatic spots, right? And then you have one playoff.
What, for the World Cup?
World Cup, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Reggae Boys, if they win the group, they automatically in. The group of Trinidad and Tobago, Reggae Boys, Bermuda, and Curacao. Win the group, they're in. Watch out. I would take that shot at Junior.
Which one? The Bailey. Bailey. Good try still.
And then the second, the best two. So each group winner automatically goes to the World Cup. And as Escobar, Guatemala and Escobar, as Ethan Pinnock with a long throw.
Ref and a foul that ref? It's a ref and a foul that. What the hell?
Ref is letting them play. Latibedir clears it. 87 minutes in. I do expect a lot of stoppage time here. Bailey. Bailey sends it wide to Cephas. Cephas cuts it on the right.
Just
Takes a
cross the
shot.
ball, let's see
Block.
fast. Just cross the ball. Ah.
Approaching midnight here in the Eastern time zone. Oh, about approaching 5 a.m. UK. Approaching one.
Jesus.
Junior has a
No. No.
Casey Palmer.
What him say?
I think him colorblind. Michael Antonio. Antonio. Michael Antonio. Michael Antonio. The referee. What kind of linesman is? So Michael Antonio pick up a free kick. I'm going to see if it's a free kick.
Yeah, free kick.
I don't free kick that, brother. I don't foul that.
Him kick him foot. Him kick him foot. Him catch him left foot. He did.
Nah, Michael Antonio dashed on himself. Michael Antonio's contract with West Ham ends June 30th. He rejected the new contract offer from West Ham, which contains a lot of incentives. I think they're trying to work out a more long-term deal as the free kick is pushed out by goalkeeper Hayen. Ball is with Dixon. Dixon sends it to Cephas. Cephas down the left. Robles with Cephas. Cephas cannot cross the ball and it's out for a corner kick.
I bet it's like 3 minutes of extra time. Watch, like 3 minutes or 2 minutes.
Burrell looks like a real downgrade from Brown.
Big time. How the hell Casey Palmer taking corners? He can't
It's a horrible corner kick. Can't beat the first man.
Not a Hollywood pass.
Wait,
Yes, it's
Ethan Pinnock that?
Yep.
Steve McLaren got out Fox tonight, Junior.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I agree. I agree with that statement.
5 minutes of added time. Top two teams from the group advance to the next round. Reggae Boyz will be in a spot of bother if they don't get anything from this football game. They'll play Guadeloupe next, then Panama to round out their Group C action. Reggae Boyz undefeated in the last 6 Gold Cup openers, Junior.
All right, Casey
This,
Palmer,
if this victory hold, this will be the first Gold Cup victory for Guatemala in 6. And the 6th meeting with the Reggae Boys in Gold Cup action, right?
Yep. See, another Hollywood full pass from Bailey. Just you see the man a overlap. Just give the man on the overlap now.
Lambagisa, Bailey. Heavy touch from Dixon. Ball supposed to be tighter than Sakaim. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The entire Reggae Boys players camped out in the Guatemala era.
Jeez and Pim.
And that should have been a goal. To Pinnock. Ball laid on a plate, Pinnock. He couldn't get over it and he heads it over the crossbar. And Lambegisa with a very good cross.
That was
Probably
it.
distracted by that defender jumping in front of him.
He was, but that was it. That was a chance. That right there is a draw game. Jamaican 2 more minutes it done. That was the scoring attempt. You don't deserve anything else after that.
Lambegisa with a cross. Here comes Guatemala. Shot. Yo, good defensive player. Good defensive play there from Lambagisa.
Antonio passed the ball, man.
And Mikel Antonio thinks him though. The man a play ball for months and him coming and try run through, man. I run around players.
But you turn inside, just pass the ball, just knock it.
And it's foul. Him grab the man. Oh. Yes, he's off. Well, no, it probably would have been tight there, Junior.
No, that wouldn't be offside.
So Mikel Antonio get an argument with number 20. Yo, I think we had somehow we take Jamaica squad for Papa Show, no, brother.
To my stream thing. I done it done.
Next watch along we discuss the group, World Cup group and other things. Midnight now, you know.
Yeah.
I know say Junior
Watch
have work in the
Antonio
morning.
again. Jesus.
Nice. But this is what we talk about a player who's not much fit. Him thinks him have the world and it this a bug, yeah. What him do? Pass the ball, brother. Approaching the last few seconds left in the game. Send long. And it's all over Guatemala with a huge victory over the Reggae Boys. First victory in their sixth World Cup meeting between these two teams. Guatemalan players going over to provide their jersey to their supporters. Junior, talk to me about the game. 1-0 victory, goal from Oscar Santos. We'll have Steve McLaren's post-match presser up tomorrow sometime.
You guys called it. For the majority of you guys said that this would be a different ball game. Yada 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 yada. And it was. Um, I don't even know if I'm disappointed. I don't know if I'm disappointed, but I think that one thing we get to realize Jamaica have holes that they need to fix. We need a midfielder. So after this game today, right? and Damian Lowe never played in the Unity Cup. After this game today, Steve McLaren, if Damian Lowe, he might injured, but if Damian Lowe start again for Jamaica in the midfield, I'm done with Steve McLaren. Done, done, done with him. I don't have the. Well, so I want the Casey Palmer. Who am I fight?
What is wrong with this guy? What am I doing?
But I don't want to see
Hey
Damian Lowe in
man,
midfield again.
when I fight the coach, I go fight in game.
I'm not picking on Damian Lowe, but I don't want to see Damian Lowe in the midfield again. Don't.
No, it's not pick on no man, Junior. We just attack what we say. We are honest. We're not in the business of trying to break down people, but we're in the business of being honest. And
Right.
Lone ready for play 6 man. I mean, and the sooner you tell Low that, the sooner you can move on. We can move on with life. Simple. I mean, he's not a midfielder, and it's an insult to all people who play midfield.
Yeah, I agree.
So you can't tell me that Jamaica can't find a number 6 when Kevin Lambert a play ball all over. And so the bigger question do I have for the manager is that in the Unity Cup games, he called a squad with midfielders, and some of them like Brandon Cover and others didn't get minutes in that game, and I thought it was an opportunity to provide some minutes to those players who you call who plays midfield. Give your entire group as valuable minutes as possible because it's a friendly game. And they also call some young players also, but some of them not getting no minutes.
Yeah, and it kind of set up now where I mean I don't. For me personally, I may have going to see it differently, but Gold Cup to me is especially the year before World Cup. We're really busy about winning Gold Cup. I want to see us play well and perform well, and where I can feel confident going into the World Cup qualifiers. And we kind of start the Gold Cup off with a stinker. And the only way Jamaica going to finish in the top two right now, you realize we have to beat Guadeloupe, which is a given. We should beat Guadeloupe. If we can't beat Guadeloupe, then it don't make no sense to play Gold Cup. But that last game against Panama is going to be a big game, especially if Panama defeat Guatemala. The, 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 the road, it might end up with three teams all on 6 points. And that is the best case scenario for Jamaica right now. All three teams except Guadeloupe finish with 6 points. So
Yeah, it is one of those situations where I'm curious to hear what the coaching staff, you know, says the coaching staff says at the pre post match presser. And then more importantly, I think how he makes the adjustments in the upcoming games because Guatemala, I thought did a good job in nullifying Jamaica. And yes, Jamaica probably could have done some things differently, especially in the midfield era. But Guatemala did some good things and secured this victory. They scored an offside goal. So kudos to them. They made sure that Cephas did not beat them. He had that one play down the left wing where he put it on a plate for John Russell, but the Guatemalan defender cut it out. And I think it's coach. You have tape. You have tape on the Jamaican attack from the last game, and he said, you know what? We want to make sure that when this player gets the ball, we provide enough coverage over this side to nullify or make sure he doesn't get free reign or free running on them. So um we said coming into the game, this is also an assessment of the coaching staff because from the vantage point where we all thought it wasn't going to be the same scenario where maybe the Guatemala team that played in Kingston was just we saw the number of changes they made in this game where they put on Oscar Santos who was scored a hat trick in the game in the World Cup qualifier game before the Reggae Boyz game, and so we thought that Oscar Santos, but if you play and you see the reason why he's an important part of what they're doing. So I think Reggae Boyz always said the World Cup qualifiers are the most important thing, and let's see.
Um, yeah, and I think the jury is going to be out on McLaren for the second game. And big up to Ledge. Ledge jury says the dentist not losing this game. Ty Gale says we lack finesse and creativity. Brute strength and run down the wing alone cannot work. Right now he can play midfield, just need a little more fitness. And Wayne says King would have been a better option at the six. BM says poor performance from Jamaica. I think I think I think the no. I think it was a good performance from Guatemala. I think BM said this earlier that this is a dress rehearsal for what we should expect in the World Cup qualifiers coming up. Actually, this game today is actually what I expect to see from Curacao in Curacao. Um, if we don't
No,
fix
I
what we need
mean
to fix.
as it pertains to the World Cup qualifiers, you've said this statement a number of times, and I sometimes kind of don't really give it a lot of significance. But me, I go regurgitate, I repeat it. No, I mean the group that the Reggae Boys is drawn in. If you can't qualify for the World Cup from the group, that no, sir. No, you're playing against Bermuda, who has recruited some players. You're playing against Curacao with Dick Advocat, yes. You're playing against Trinidad and Tobago, who just got ran off the field against the US. You no, if you cannot automatically win that group to make the World Cup, then you should at least be the best second place team for going to intercontinental playoff. Simple. So I don't think the Reggae Boys has have any excuse for not making the World Cup.
Right.
You're not worrying about any travel to Central America in that thing. So it's all about accountability and does this coaching staff willing to make this? Will the coaching staff make the tough decisions? Because like we love Mikel Antonio and I respect his recovery and I admire and the work that he puts in to get where he is. But I don't think Mikel Antonio should be in the squad.
Right.
Mikel Antonio should be playing like why them call it match fit ball game. Ball game to get back into competitive ball game fitness. This is his first real competitive ball game since December 3rd.
Yeah.
And as for Burrell, I thought Burrell looked lively in the Unity Cup and but he's not ready. He's not ready. He's a young player who's a bit rough around the edges. Once you subbed off Burrell, Warner Brown and put on Burrell is a significant drop off. So then you telling me now your backup is not ready and the next backup, Mikel Antonio is not play competitive football in months. So we not take this thing serious then. So it
Yeah.
seems like unless the coach I said, boy, I'm just I try use the Gold Cup as a gelling sort of exercise for the World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah. I mean, possibly, but that could be his excuse. with Jamaica not qualifying out of the group. Well, no, they should qualify out of the group because top two and the two best third place, right? Are they changed that in Gold Cup? Let me check.
The for the World Cup.
Gold Cup, Gold Cup.
So the World Cup is there are four groups. The top two go through.
Yeah, and I think the two best third place, right? Let me check.
No, it's a quarterfinal round. So then and let me just check right here. Unless I totally missed something. It's just
No, you might be right.
the
I remember back in the day when it was three groups, they
yeah,
had that.
yeah.
But no, you're right. You're right. So the top two go through. So Jamaica don't make it out of the group. I mean, which they very well could not, probably would not, because Guatemala going to beat Guadeloupe, and if Guatemala beat Guadeloupe, they get the 6 points. They are in the top two, right? So it comes down for them to goal difference, which will kick them out of the top two.
You see, so
Um,
Jamaicans' next game's against Guadeloupe. So first
yeah,
and foremost, they must win the next game.
it's more than win. You have to win by like 8, 10 goals. You have to run up the goal difference and then try to
Well,
beat
that
Panama.
not go. We not go. Jamaica not run up goal difference.
True, but it should winning the game should not be a question. This is how much we can win by. Can we
And
cover the
and
six?
and and I sorry, Junior. Go ahead.
No, no, no. Yeah, go ahead.
I get the point about winning the game, but the Guadeloupe team we saw today against a well-oiled Panama team. Panama started the game definitely fast and separated from them, but Guadeloupe was just no slouch as they grew into the game and they scored some goals. I think Guadeloupe in this tournament are in this group. No, say boy, them not there for advance. They might just be as competitive as them can, and especially against a Jamaican team they want to go toe to toe with Jamaica and try to pop off a strike.
Right.
So um, I hope for this Guatemala game there was not a level of overconfidence from the Reggae Boys knowing that they won the last game against them. I hope that wasn't a factor. Um, so but the inconsistencies continues.
I don't think this is. I wouldn't say inconsistency because the in recent stretch of games they've gotten favorable results. I wouldn't say that they played great, but they got favor. I still consider the Nigeria game a draw. I don't consider that a loss. I consider that a draw. Um, Ledge says if Jamaica can't qualify for the World Cup, GFF needs to be shut down. Um, Wayne says no second place. They need to win the group. Speaking about the World Cup qualifiers. Wayne also says Benton. I think Antonio is a good ad. The fitness is a little off, but he can hold up the ball. I think he just tried to do a little too much today. True. I agree with that. BM says there's no reason for Shamar Nicholson to be left out of the Gold Cup squad. McLaren and his favoritism will be the death of this team. Ty Gale asked him the $1 million question. So Mason now forward, speaking about Mason Greenwood. Wayne says Jamaica not making it through, it is over for Jamaica. I kind of think so too because what Ty says, we cannot beat Panama. Alexis, pick up Alexis. Alexis says, how long does Steve McLaren need to gel aside? He's been here for a year now. Same question I have for Busby and the girls. BM says Guadeloupe missed several chances today. They can beat or tie with Jamaica. And Ty says agree with Wayne. So I mean,
No,
it looked bleak. It
so
looked bleak.
circle back circle back to a comment regarding Shamar Nicholson. I think BM brought him up, and I don't remember who exactly, but whosoever it is, shouts out because I agree 100%. There's no way Shamar Nicholson should not be in the squad. You cannot tell me that Burrell and Mikel Antonio are ahead of Shamar Nicholson.
Okay. And like I said the
That's
other
just
day, I
and
won't
and
argue that.
and the point I want to emphasize, I have nothing against Mikel Antonio's commitment to the Reggae Boys. We value and respect, and we love the fact that he has made such a dramatic recovery. But in terms of competitive sharpness, match level football, I don't think he has that.
Right.
He hasn't played competitive match level football since December 3rd. A Sunday League ball, man, if I can play right now and get him in match fitness back together.
And let me say, I won't argue one way or the other, cause Shabar Nicholson for me is like, oh, okay, whatever. It's just
So, but
one of
then what sort of message do you send to a Shamar Nicholson in that sense?
brother go
If you
forget.
are Shamar Nicholson, then how do you feel?
I take it out on my next opponent in Mexico.
Okay.
I mean, at
But
the
does
end
it
of the
matter?
day,
If the coach not call you in them circumstances, yeah, then when him have a brother who no match competitive and the next brother who's a significant fall off, then does it matter if you take it out?
If Shabar Nicholson tear the league up, he's gonna get called. You just have to tear the league up. I mean, there's no look. I get it. I'm being kind of hint towards favoritism. I don't have favoritism for certain when it comes to certain players. Some players, for me personally, for who I will argue for, because I see Shabar Nicholson in the same position as Warner Brown and not convert, right? And I know it is Shabar Nicholson versus Antonio we're talking about. I'm not trying to muddy up my argument, but because I've seen Shamar Nicholson get the chances and not convert it consistently, I'm not going to sit down and argue for or against him getting called up. If him get called up, cool. If him don't get called up, cool. For me, it's not a big miss, to be honest. For me, personally, it's not a big, like, oh, how can he not be called up, blah, blah. No. And that's just me personally. Um, there's more problems to fix than who you have started or who you have played as a nine and whether Antonio plays or not. There's more problems. The fact that Antonio came on, right? And in the 5 minutes, Antonio touched the ball. Um, don't Antonio get the ball a couple times. We see Antonio in possession of the ball a couple times, right? But not once in the Guatemala 18-yard box. Not once in an attacking sense. But he came on as a striker. It, so if people want have bank Antonio shouldn't play, I'm gonna say cool because brother you get a chance and all I see you doing is try to dribble through three man and you're not match fit. So I agree with that. But Jamaica's problem starts at the heart, at the midfield. We have to fix that. We have to fix that. I don't know. At this point, I don't know. With a
But we
Steve,
have to remember,
yeah,
just to interject, that Isaac Hayden didn't play this ball game
true,
and he was sorely missed.
true,
So some context is important. It's a big Isaac Hayden clearly was sorely missed in this ball game in that midfield.
true. Let me see. Led says not a big miss. He ain't scoring. Wayne says Junior he had to drop in the middle because of low injury. Ty says but there's no one to give him the ball though Junior. Jeremy says brother man them afraid to pass the ball forward. Damian Lowe is a C word. Okay, what ball chatter try to get sponsored. We can't say certain words. Ty says we can't cuss Antonio tonight. And let me set the record straight. I'm not cussing him, but last week we spoke about our at the World Cup game. We spoke about the Gold Cup squad and why Shamar Nicholson is not in the squad and why Antonio is in the squad. Antonio coming off an injury, and I said then, I do have an argument for either of them, and I do have an argument for either of them. The whole of them are bug to me right now, to me personally. So it's just it feels bad and reality start to set in for me because Ty said it earlier and I'm not say it as definitively as Ty, but Ty said Jamaica can't beat Panama. And what I saw today, they can't beat Panama. What I saw against British Virgin Islands, they cannot beat Panama. What I saw against Nigeria, they cannot beat Panama. Can't beat Panama. So the World Cup, in essence, done because you're only going to have 3 points, 4 points max, probably. So now you're sitting down hoping that Guadeloupe can do you a solid and draw with Guatemala, or probably beat Guatemala to give you a chance. So it's a sulky feeling. It's an emotional. We are all emotional because we are all Jamaican fans and we want to see Jamaica do better. But yo, sleep it off and then tomorrow you realize say no worth all of that.
Yeah, man. I don't know, and I could be wrong, but we don't know. So we need to go to bed 'cause we have things tomorrow. But big up to our listeners and big up, big up, big up. Always shout out, respect to them on them. Um, I don't know if Moan said the Gold Cup over yet because I think the Guadeloupe game. I'm gonna wait and see how the game will play out. Um,
That's the last game of the
that's
zone.
the last game. That's the last game. Reggae Boys must be Guadeloupe next game.
But we still have our destiny in our hands. And that you can't ask for nothing more right now. So even though we lose and it feels bad, we still have our destiny in our hand. Win the next 2 games, you're gone through. Simple.
Top two go through. So make we see how it go.
Yeah.
Yo, I
Um,
that
yeah, but let me see some couple more. Jermaine says number 18 need to go back where he come from. I think talking about Russell. Caracos Antonio dying moments. Wayne says, when last any of you guys were impressed with a game from Shamanika? So, big up to Freddie. Freddie Fernando saying we're winning. We will see. We will see. But the next game for Jamaica is going to be, as BM says, later ball chat, bedtime. The next game for Jamaica will be against Guadeloupe on the 20th. That is this coming Friday at 7:45 p.m. Must-win game. We'll have all eyes will be on the Guatemala Panama game, as the best outcome for Jamaica in that game would be Panama winning, in my opinion. That'd be the best. Oh no, actually, Guatemala winning would be the best outcome for Jamaica. If Guatemala can win that game, Panama game, and win Guadeloupe, that give Jamaica a better chance. So we'll see, we'll see. But I hate that people. Um, don't know, feel bad again, but the sun will come out tomorrow. I'll feel better. So this Friday again, ball chat watch along, Jamaica versus Guadeloupe. I might have to bring out the buckle of rum. I don't know Benta, but I might have to bring out the buckle of rum that day.
Yeah, them games are better with something. Nah, cop.
But respect
Big up,
people.
fam. Bless up, bless
Yeah
up.
man, yeah man. So you don't know people, make sure you like and subscribe. You can follow us at Ball Chat Podcast on Instagram. On Facebook at Ball Chat. You can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Look out tomorrow. We're going to have the Steve McLaren post-match conference will be posted on our YouTube channel tomorrow. As soon as CONCACAF posts it, we'll post it as well. All right. So you don't know again. Friday again. Watch along. Get to the best buckle of rum. Good Friday evening. The day before. That's the day before summer, ain't it? Summer is the 21st. So the first day of summer is the 21st, I believe. So the day before summer, one day after Juneteenth, ball chat watch along. Jamaica versus Guadeloupe. Benton, the man coming
Look
across this
more,
again,
fam.
Later.
Bless up.